Hello everyone, last time we got these mega treats, which make the bees have the best stats. And now, right, what we're going to do now is because we've got all of the stuff for it, and we've got stuff being produced, so we don't need to worry about it anymore. Honey treats. So we need 2 honey treats. And you can put multiple traits on the honey treats, by the way. So these two have got the amazing treats that we want. Radioactive bees. So we've got 2 child radioactive bees. And what I want to do is, I kind of want to, yeah, okay, breed them up. Right, that is now producing us a load of radioactive bees. And the prismarine bees that we got, prismarine bees, all of these, including our original bees, we can put in here. Because we don't need prismarine from the bees, do we? So, in my opinion, squish them all. Squish them all! Now, unfortunately, we only got, well, we got 5 Ennies, which is really good. We got 2 Metaternals out of that. And where the heck is, oh yeah, 2 very highs. So, yeah, we need 3 more of each of these 2. Because I want to give my Draconic bees that as well. Okay, right. My plan now is to, I'm going to get the rest of the, well, we're going to get 13 out of this, so 13 more. So that gives us 18 bees. And we're going to release those bees. It's kind of a waste, obviously. We're going to leave these 2 in here because we want these 2 as our like breeding pair, right? But it's kind of a waste, but we are going to go in here. I need to put on my gear, obviously. Actually, I did remember that I need to get rid of these. So we're going to make some nuclear waste, and we're going to break this. I didn't mean to actually break it then, but it's good that it didn't have any in there. Otherwise, we'd die right now. But yeah, we're going to break this. This whole area is going to be nuclear. It's going to have like radioactiveness to it. The bees will die, and some of them might turn into radioactive bees. There's going to be 18 bees in here. Surely one of them is going to turn into a wasted radioactive bee, right? I hope. Hopefully we get 2, and then we can get a breeding pair. And then we can use that breeding pair instead of the radioactive bees that we've got in here. And it's just a little bit more of a nice situation. I was like, what's going on there? This one over here is pulling out of here and putting into that one. Yeah, so we've still got a little bit of time. And how is our honey situation? We should be stacked on honey still because of this. I might actually put an upgrade in here. Now, the funny thing is about mystical and bees. Why are you 2 kicking on? Okay. Well, the funny thing is about mystical and bees is the fact that you actually get an absolute ton of honey from mystical, and you can get an insane amount of insanium from bees because you can make the insanium bee. Oh, hello. Insanium bee. You do need to do this from the spawn egg, so you have to do it like this in the infusion pedestal altar thing. And we will probably do this at some point. You have to get yourself a Prospera bee. And a Prospera bee comes from, well, you have to make Prospera bees. Prospera bee. You have to make a bunch of these, which come from using prosperity blocks on a crystalline bee. So you just do that a bunch of times, or I think these can't breed amongst themselves. Okay, so you do need to do it a bunch of times. You need a load of crystalline bees which can breed amongst themselves, and then in other words, you can get 2 crystalline bees, breed them together, and then you can get a load of Prospera bees, squish them up, so that you get these. You know, the actual like gene sample. You can put that on a honey tree, feed it to a egg. And you can get yourself the, there you go, see, right there, Prospera bee, actually it does say prosperity right there, anyway, goes on an egg, and you get the spawn egg for it, and then you can use the spawn egg for all of the recipes, right? And again, these don't breed amongst themselves from what I remember, so if I go to insane, because you can't just like breed a bunch of insanium bees together, right? yeah, this species of bees can't breed amongst themselves. So that means that basically we're going to need to get 5 of these because we want to get 5 in one of the advanced oak beehives, or dark oak beehives in our case. Okay, here we go. We're about to do it. We're about to go and get our hazmat suit on and everything and jump into here. Or I've been waiting for this. Been waiting for this like for hours now. It feels like hours. That is going in there, and then we are just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I need some bee cages because I do want to capture at least 2. I'm going to take them back with us. And there you go, radioactiveness. You can see it in the air. So that when you break a radioactive waste barrel, it like empties into the atmosphere. So yeah, these should all be. Oh, please don't all die. There's so many bees that we've tried to get today. It's so annoying. Are you? Okay, that one's dying. That one over there looks to be a wasted radioactive bee. Thank you. But you're kidding me. I only got 1. Out of all of that, I got 1. I know it's a really low chance, but I didn't think it'd be that low. Oh, crap. I need to go turn this off real quick. Yes, scram. I can either break this and just let more of it out into the atmosphere. Be fine, wouldn't it? Yeah. Right. So, more bees. Right, not gonna lie, I went out for a bit, so let's have a look at how many radioactive... Oh my goodness, that's quite a bit. Okay, then. Right, let's take... I've still got my hazmat suit on. Good, we want to make sure. I'm just gonna slam all of these down. Hopefully we get another wasted radioactive bee, and then we can stop making radioactive bees and make wasted radioactive bees instead. So I managed to get another one, thank goodness, but I had to use all of those bees, and it was like one of the last bees as well. So this is ridiculously rare to get some of these wasted radioactive bees, but it's fine because we got some now, and I want to just see if this one does it. I know we're probably making another. No, that one's dead. Damn it. Now, can we use these for anything else? Any other breeding? Oh yeah, we can. Okay, so I'm going to keep these 2. These 2 that we've got here, the radioactive bees. Ah, we got 3, but it's fine. We'll leave those. Maybe I put this one away, and it might turn into a wasted radioactive bee. Oh, no, we can keep hold of this in case we need the radioactive bee for some reason. It was actually super useful on the server that we had for All the Mods 9, because we changed the pollinating block for the wasted radioactive bee to be, instead of radiation, so what happens with the wasted radioactive bee is it absorbs the radiation from the air. The stuff that killed it originally, it absorbs that, and it makes the wasted radioactive combs. Oh, there we go. And wasted radioactive bee, and it's being bred up. Radioactive bee. So we got 1 wasted radioactive bee right now. I would love to get like 50 of these. The only thing that I can think of now is the fact that they don't work with the simulation upgrades, which is kind of annoying. So if I haven't explained what the simulation upgrades, what these things do, well, it says it on there. Bees no longer physically exit the hive. A trip to the flower block will instead be simulated. So they literally stay in their hive, and it just cuts lag down by an absolute factor. It's insane how much it cuts the lag down. So yeah, and also the these ones here, the Omega and I think the Gamma. Yeah, the Gamma and Omega. So the 2 that are ridiculously good. Yeah, these 2 have a simulation upgrade built in, meaning that you don't need one of these. But basically what I'm trying to say is it doesn't. These two won't work. So we have to use the one below this. We have to use these, the beta upgrades, for all of the wasted radioactive bees, unless we change the pollinating block for this. And here we go. So we've got the wasted radioactive bees being created. I've actually got a few already. Wasted radioactive bees. So we've got 3 already. And I want to get like 50 of them because we need like lots and lots of radioactive waste, don't we? So yeah, that's going to be amazing. So we want to get loads of these. I will eventually just fill this up, but anyway. We just got one more by the looks of it, or it's yeah, this one here is being created now. Anyway, what I was going to say is the issue with wasted radioactive bees is that they don't work with simulation upgrades. Now, the simulation upgrades, they're absolutely amazing. They cut down on lag by like a ridiculous amount. If I read you what it says there, bees will no longer physically exit the hive. A trip to the flower block will instead be simulated. Hence why it's called a simulation upgrade, right? Make sure to put the required flower block or feeding slab in front of the hive containing the required flower block for the bee in the hive. You can't put radiation in the feeding slab, and you can't have it as a block in front of the hive. So I don't think these work. I haven't actually tried it in a while, to be fair. I'm not sure if someone's figured out a way of doing it, but basically, because the simulation upgrades don't work for radioactive or wasted radioactive bees, the way that we got around that on the server was we just changed the pollinating flower for the wasted radioactive bees to a 5x uranium block. So you know the uranium, these ones. I think it was either 5x or it was 6x. I can't remember now, but I think it was 5. We're not that cruel, are we? Maybe it was 6. Anyway, it was a high number of uranium that we needed. And that seemed to work really well because it meant that people had an extra layer of things to go for. It was like, oh, we need to go and get the ridiculous amount of uranium for this. Or we need loads of regular radioactive bees because these ones do produce uranium. So if you wanted to do bees, just get a load of radioactive combs and you get loads of uranium out of it, and then you can use this and you can do like all of the special methods to like duplicate it. Like you can crush them or use the crushing spirit, 6x them or something like that. But yeah, that was one way to do it. That was one way to get with the wasted radioactive bee. I don't really fancy doing that in this series. I think we are just going to slam, because we're single player, right? So we're going to slam our setup. So we're going to have like an absolute ton of wasted radioactive bees. I think 50 is a good number, right? And they're all going to be just floating around. The only issue with doing it this way is you actually get less of the combs because let's do simulation again. Yeah, because you're not going to be able to use a simulation upgrade, and the gamma and above use simulation upgrades or have them built in. Basically, increase the production output of bees in the hive by 200%. Multiple upgrades can be installed for greater increase. Also functions as a simulation upgrade. Now, you don't get that from the beta version. You actually only get 150%, but you can put multiple in. So we'll put like 4 of these in each of the beehives. But yeah, because the simulation upgrades don't work, it means we can't use the best upgrades. And it's really annoying because the Omega upgrades are the ones that require the Heart of the Sea, which we've already automated. In fact, we've got an absolute ton of these now. Yeah, it's very annoying. And by the way, we're not going to need to get rid of any of the radiation in the nuclear, this thing. We want this to be in here. In fact, we should get one of the, is it a Geiger counter? How do you spell Geiger? Okay, counter. Hey, that's how you do it. Let's get one of these, and then we can kind of see. There we go. That's quite heavy radiation right there, and it's even heavier, and it's less up here. But right here, it's really bad. Look at that. That's a lot of radiation, and that will decay in 7 hours. And we don't really need this anymore because we can use the wasted radioactive combs that we're going to get. In fact, I'm going to put one down right now. So let's grab our dark oak. Oh, wait. Beta. Oh, no. We don't have... Oh, we can't even make these. Because we don't have any of the draconic dust. Damn it. Okay. For now, we're going to do it without any upgrades. That's going to be annoying, but that's fine. Wasted radioactive bees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. So these guys are going to do the spinny spin and then go in here and create some radioactive combs. Or wasted radioactive combs. And then we're going to pull them out of this and put them into a chemical crystallizer. And that's going to get us the radiation from now on. I want to see this at least get us one radioactive comb. Or wasted radioactive comb. Because once we got one, that is the equivalent of an entire bucket of radioactive waste. Okay, so they at least went in. And why do we not get any... Why? Don't pollinate, they absorb radiation from the surroundings, and that's what they did, right? I even put way more radiation in the surroundings, just so they could eat more. Why? Why did we not get any, Okay. Metaternal, so it should, at some point... Wait, breeding item is any... Okay, that's fair. Any flower. Sorry, I read that as, like, the thing that it needs to pollinate on, but no. That one definitely got some, right? I think it... And that one. Let's keep an eye on them. Because don't they get the pollinated, like, bit on their bums? Has this one got pollinated? That one is definitely pollinated, so... Let's go. Let's go. When these pop out again, I put speed upgrades in here for now because I don't know what else to put in there, if I'm honest. And we should probably put some baby upgrades in here, and that will just get a load of child bees as well. In fact, we probably should have done that when we got 2 anyway. And just let it get loads and loads of bees in here. There we go, we got wasted combs. Ah, these things are amazing. Right, it's been a little while. In fact, I've just used up all of my recordings that I had. And this is the day before this is going to come out. So, yeah, fresh recording. And I've done a couple of bits. So, first off, I've obviously expanded this. I actually need to take out the distribution module here. We're going to stop distributing on the middle one right there. Because we're going to use the middle one for our, like, fuel for this entire room. So, to do that, we need a chemical oxidizer, and with the chemical oxidizer I'll have to put all of the upgrades and stuff in there, but with a chemical oxidizer I can send the combs from this into the chemical oxidizer. It will generate, there we go, thank you. I'm actually going to do it on this side of the room, but yeah, it's going to generate us a lot of nuclear waste, right? Because if we put this, I'll tell you what, let's pretend like we're the modular router, and I'll do this in a bit. Oh, and I need to put all the upgrades in this. Hold on a second. Right, there we go. We are getting nuclear waste from that right there. So what we can do is we can tell this to, why not, we'll input from the top for all of the items. And we will output to the bottom, always output. So it's outputting into this, and then we can make a... what is it? Modular router? Again, yeah, fine. We use modular routers for everything. Why not? I was going to use the industrial foregoing version of it, but let's use this one because we can. Anyway, one goes there. Stop pushing me about. Thank you. One goes there. That is in the middle, right? Yeah. So this one's going to be a miner or mining. I always forget the name of it. The one that mines stuff. Breaker, that's the one. So we're going to make a breaker module. Oh, whoops. Okay, I put it in there. I actually made that with a wooden pickaxe, because I don't want it to be too quick. But that just spat out all of the radiation from those combs, right? So if we get some more combs, 16 combs, for example. And then we also need a placer. There you go. That's all it does, is it sends and then it breaks, and then it sends and then it breaks, and so on and so on. There's no fanciness to this. I could do this like proper fancy with like a timer and stuff, but literally all we need to do now is another modular router pulling out from over there and putting into here. Is that doing it? Wait a minute. Out of range, really? Alright, there we go. That is now doing the thing. And we are emptying nuclear waste into the atmosphere. So the Geiger counter must be going off the scale, basically. You can see over here, it is going up with every break. How cool is that? Lovely. Should probably put speed upgrades in the rest of these, but I'd rather wait, if I'm honest. I'd rather wait and get ourselves... I'll tell you what, let's pop out and I'll show you what I mean. We can get productivity upgrades at some point, right? Because I've already set this thing up over here. I did say that I'd run out of clips, and that's because I've been doing stuff like off camera a little bit. I've had a couple of days where I've been really busy, but I've managed to play like 10 minutes at a time. So anyway, over here, Draconic bees, all of these have got Metaternal, Any, and Very High for their stats. And I'm not feeding these with bottles. I was doing that previously and I can't be asked if I'm honest, so we're going to leave that. We can always make bottles using the stuff from over here. You know, the honey essence. So, wow, 43 seeds we've got so far. That's pretty decent. Anyway, so yeah, I've set this up. These have got like the best traits on them. I'm using speed upgrades and a simulation upgrade. That means that they don't pop out, as I've been saying. And eventually, what I want to do is get 4 Omega upgrades in this, and have the ability to make like a ridiculous amount of Omega upgrades. I have put in here the simulation upgrade. I have put in 3 speed upgrades because we don't have any productivity yet. And to be fair, can we make at least 2 productivity? We can. Fine, that's perfect. So what we can do with this is I'm going to take these out and we're going to put those in. There we go. So now this should produce even more honeycombs. And then when those are once it's producing loads more, if I show you this one, we are missing like 1,200, nearly 13, well, 12,500. That makes sense? Yeah. Anyway, we're missing that many of the Draconic dust, which you get from the Draconic bees' honeycombs. So, what is it? Draconic dust. It's this stuff. And it looks like a 70% chance if you do it with a heated centrifuge. And it's only a 30% chance if you do it like this. So it might actually be worth doing it with a heated centrifuge, if I'm honest. Okay, you knew I had to do it. I had to do it. So I swapped this out already over here. Just to explain how this all works, we've got this producing Draconic combs. This over here pulls from this and then puts into the storage controller. Storage controller is only linked up to this right now. I'm planning on having like a lot more bees out here because, I mean, we've got Mystical over here, haven't we? So it makes sense to, on the other side of the building, have the good side. So this is like the light side, and that is the dark side. I mean, this is one side, and that's the other side. And yeah, so for this one, bees, the combs get generated here. The modular router will pick up the combs and put them into this, basically, up here, the draw controller. Then we've got a modular router up here, which is pulling from that draw controller. This, by the way, is not on this drawer. It's on the one on the inside, but anyway, we'll come back to that. So this is pulling from here, which is basically just pulling out this Draconic, and is sending into the basin over here. And I've had to put on the no, not on this one. It's when you pull out of this. So underneath this, I've got a distributor module which is pulling. And it's pulling from this one over here. And I've had to say, don't pull out the Draconic comb, because it was seeing this as like one big inventory, so it was just pulling the Draconic comb out straight away. As soon as it sends it to here, it was pulling out straight away. We don't want that. This does need to be heated, by the way. So underneath here, I've got a modulator which is activating some coal onto there. There is some like exporters under these as well, so I'm exporting coal into this, bottles into this as well. But yeah, that's just putting coal onto this, the blaze burner. It's way easier than using like a deployer from Create and stuff, in my opinion. Oh, this right here, electric motor. This is just amazing. It's like a rotational speed controller that is like compact, and it takes FE to spin stuff. So, and I've just set this to maximum speed, so it's going as fast as it can go, basically. And that means that this is spinning really, really quick. On this side, we've got a pipe. So this actually produces lots of honey, and it doesn't auto output like this one over here. The powered centrifuge does auto output. So it just goes straight into bottles because of this pipe right here. I could use modular routers for this, make it a little tidier, but I don't really like using modular routers for fluids. It's a bit weird, in my opinion. You can do it, I just don't like it. Anyway, there you go. There's some Draconic combs. And it is so quick. Okay, it's not that quick. I think it'll be... Yeah, I'm going to have to probably make a ton of these basins and spinnies at some point. I think that would probably be a good idea, but for now, it's working. And there's a 70% chance that we'll get a Draconic dust out of this, rather than a 30% chance, which is less than half of a percent chance, right? Than if we use the powered centrifuge over here. So we got to keep an eye on that. The diamond comb, for example, like, is 30% here, 20% here. Yeah, it's probably easier to do the centrifuge because it's all in one compact thing. But what we could do here is just have a load of basins all lined up, and then loads of activator modules feeding loads of blaze burners all the way across here, and then have it like distribute, or I don't know. We do something which will make it distribute all of the combs in a nice way, like a round robin or something, and that will spread out the processing. And we get a lot more from it. I don't know if which is better, though. It's probably better to use one of these, but like increase the amount of combs you get. Tough to say, innit? But yeah, anyway, that's a lot of bees that we just did. It kind of took over from me doing some lovely mechanism. Oh, also, I just want to point out, somebody told me to put the gas upgrade in because it increases the efficiency of the gas using machinery. And I think that means that it uses less sulfuric acid. Oh, this is all full up again now, because we're not actually using fissile fuel. I forgot to mention this. We're not really going to use fissile fuel anymore. In fact, if we pop... Oh, that was close. I'm not going to lie. I had to go and drown myself earlier, because I walked in there without my hazmat suit, and I started dying. But I was being kept alive because of my HOW. Anyway, we've got our hazmat suit on. We could rip this down if we wanted. I'm going to leave it here because it's not doing any harm just sitting there, is it? So, there we go. We're getting loads of... Is it maxed out? I think it is maxed out in here. That's funny. Maxed out on radiation there. That's funny. I love that. Anyway, there is a upgrade for the mech suit, which you can get a Geiger counter, but you can also get like shielding from radiation. So at some point when we got enough, we are probably going to do that. We're probably going to get a mech suit. I need to set up my what they called phyto thingies, the solar neutron activators. That's the one. I need to set these up at some point. There's my death point from earlier, from where I had to dive in and suffocate to death because of yeah, the poisoning that I got from nuclear waste. Maybe it's a good idea to get the mech suit sooner rather than later. I was just trying to calculate it. How many of the wasted radioactive combs will we need for like one antimatter? So if we have a look at this, it is okay, one bucket. Basically, one of these is a bucket of nuclear waste, and one bucket of nuclear waste is, I think, 100 millibuckets of polonium, which means 10 buckets of nuclear waste is one bucket of polonium, right? So that means 10 wasted radioactive combs is one bucket of polonium. Now, one bucket of polonium turns into 1 millibucket of antimatter. So that means that we need 1,000 times one bucket of polonium, which means 10,000 wasted radioactive combs to get ourselves one antimatter, one bucket of antimatter. And by the way, it's one bucket of antimatter for an antimatter pellet. And you need, wait, which ones is it that you need for the ATM star? Ah, there you go. Well, you need 3 right there. 1, 2, 3. So that's 30,000 wasted radioactive combs already, right there. What else do you need? You need, I think you need the teleportation unit. Oh no, maybe not. I thought they'd added that as like a crafting thing for the ATM star. Maybe not though. I don't see any others. That's actually quite interesting. Teleportation unit is definitely not the one, is it? Is it the grav unit? Oh, there you go. Okay, it is the grav unit, which is another 3. And is there one more? Oh, flipping heck. There used to be one. ATM star. Sorry, let me just check. Because all of the recipes have changed since. There used to be an antimatter in this. I swear there used to be one. There's nothing in there that I remember. Okay, so it's just these 3 plus this one, which is another 3. So you only need 60. You only need 60,000 wasted radioactive combs for one ATM star. That's not much. That's actually pretty good. Well, considering we've just got like a ton more bees. I'm planning on using like maybe getting 2 of these, and we'll set up like an automated version of this over here, because we can squish these up. Set up a timer on the dispenser, have like a squisher. So you have a breeder which then sends into here, and then actually it would need to make them adult first. So breeder, incubator, send into here. This would then squish it. It would then send over to the indexer, and then we can pull out of the indexer using like a pipe. Pipe's got really good like filter on it, so that would be the plan, I think. And then we can even have a crafter that would make us metaternal, any, and very high on a honey treat, and we just have like a stockpile of those. That'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind doing that at some point, but we have done an absolute ton of bees recently, so I think next episode, what I'll be doing probably at the start of each episode is looking at my draconic bees, or like the amount of dust that we've got, and maybe making some upgrades if we've got enough to make an omega. We don't. We are quite far off, but once we've got enough to make one of these, I want to make a couple. I want to make one to replace this simulation, and then the next 3 that we get will replace these ones right here. I think that would be a good idea. In fact, can we make a beta yet? Awesome, we can make 2. We're like 30 or 32 of the draconic dust off getting the one below the omega. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is we're going to try and get ourselves some productivity omega upgrades, and I'll probably show that on camera, but the rest of the stuff I'm not going to show. And what we're going to do next episode is probably sort out a bit more mechanism, and I would like to get a mech suit as soon as possible. I am going to go do the calculations off camera now and try and figure out how many nuclear, wasted radioactive combs do I need to get a mech suit? So give me a sec. Oh, it's 80. So we've already got it. The thing that does worry me, though, is the induction cells, because we need to set up lithium. And lithium is such a pain in the bum. Although we've got power, so we could always do the old, you know, heat everything up sort of thing. There is a way, I think, is it liquid lithium? Yeah, that comes from the thermal evaporation controller. So you have to set up a big tower, but you don't need to set up a big tower. You can set up a regular tower. I'll show you that next episode probably. Anyway, this is time for me to wrap this episode up. So let's call it here. Thank you for watching. Thanks for joining. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.